For our meditation today, we're going to focus on letting that shit go. We're going to sit as tall as you can. Sit upright. Really allow your body to align, all of the chakras and these energy points in your body to be upright and open. As always, I always sit open-handed and open-hearted in my meditation. And we're going to breathe deeply to begin the same way we end. And really this breath is about simply helping you come into focus right here and right now. It's about becoming present. It's about practicing present moment awareness. When the brain wants to think of a million other things, you just focus on your breath. So we're going to do a 6-second count breath. So 6 seconds in, you're going to expand in your diaphragm, then in your chest, and then exhale. So nice and slow and long. Let's begin. Breathe deeply in. And exhale, letting go. Very good. Breathing deeply in, just focusing on your breath, letting all of the thoughts and all of the things that want to infiltrate your mind just release, let go, and focus here. Breathing deeply in, expanding and opening, just focus on your breath. You'll notice the better you get at this, the more everything around you begins to fade away. The more you can connect to your breath. Breathe deeply in. And exhale, letting it go. Just notice your breath. Breathing deeply in and exhaling long and slow. Just connecting to your breath for a moment. We cannot know the gifts or the fruits of our efforts if we do not make a good effort. Slow down, be present, and breathe. Good. With every breath, feel a little bit lighter. Breathe deeply in one more time. And exhale, letting go. As always, let's focus our meditation today in a bed of gratitude. So place that gratitude brick by brick, or a mat, or the ground beneath you, so that you truly are on a bed of gratitude, and fill yourself for a moment with gratitude. What are you thankful for? Over and over again, I am thankful for, I am grateful for, I'm thankful for. Very good. And let's open up at your third eye or the top of your head. Really just opening up much like you would a door or a portal. It's the visualization of really opening to awareness and insights today. So your meditations begin with just being that. Become aware to obtain insights. Good. Beginning our body scan at the top of our head. Notice, is there any tension, any pain, any stress? Just become aware. As you move down, maybe notice in your jaw, is there any tightness? Sometimes in body scans, it takes time to get to know your body. It takes time to learn the language of what your body is communicating. moving down the body into our neck and shoulders. Are you carrying a lot of tension, stress? Are you sore? Are you restricting and squeezing? Just become aware of what the body is feeling. Breathe deeply in and release the tension, moving down the body into the arms. As the arms rest at your side, just notice, are they feeling light? Are they feeling heavy? Are they comfortable at rest? Do they always need to be moving? Just become aware. Moving down the body into the chest as you breathe deeply in, expanding in your diaphragm and then your chest. Notice how your breath feels. Does your chest freely expand, or do you notice restriction with breath? Notice what your heart is communicating. What is your heart feeling today? Moving down the body into your core, your abdomen and your lower back. Here where all of our organs are. In time, with practice, you can attune to being attentive to each organ and really identifying its communication. How is your core? Is it feeling weak? Is it feeling strong? Are you training it or straining it? Are you carrying extra weight? Or are you restricting? Just listen to what your body says. Tune into what the body says. Differentiate between the mind and the body as we move down into the hips, into our root chakra. And we can notice, are we carrying any past pain? Are we restricting? What comes up in the body? Are we really chaotic and ungrounded, or do we feel very rooted and safe? Moving down into the legs, the knees, the feet. Just tuning into what the body is communicating. Connecting the mind and the body, allowing them to work together. Good. Breathe deeply in. Exhale, letting go. Really take inventory for a moment of your emotions and what you feel today. Take a moment to acknowledge the thoughts that are flowing. Areas in life where maybe you have some frustration. Some of those emotions that might come up are anger, shame, hurt, sadness, guilt, fear, anxiety, feeling really down or low energy, depressed, frustrated, upset. All of the different labels we might use to identify any of those unwanted emotions. And where are they coming from? and I identify, what am I trying to control? Or what am I holding on to? Can you breathe deeply in and release that unwanted emotion? If through breath we cannot release that unwanted emotion, that means it is settled deeper. There are many layers or multiple layers to it. If you can identify an unwanted emotion in association with a specific person or something in your life, and through breath and grounding it is difficult to release, can you take a step back from it, a little further back, so that you're not so associated to it, but maybe you are seeing yourself in this picture of this emotion towards this person or this particular something? And can you identify, does it feel similar to an old past unwanted emotion or experience? Can you become aware? Is my emotion really appropriate for the situation, or am I making it bigger because it feels similar to past experiences? Am I holding on to anger towards a person because I'm holding on to anger from past experiences? Am I choosing fear about a particular situation because fear is deeply instilled from past experiences? Am I holding on to sadness and pain because it feels similar to a sadness and pain that I felt long ago? For what purpose am I keeping this unwanted emotion towards someone or something? How does it serve me? Knowing that everything we choose is serving us in some way, shape, or form, or we would not choose it. So accepting that it is serving me in some way, let's identify how it is serving you to hold on to that unwanted emotion. Does anger keep you guarded? Does anger keep people away? And does that feel safe? Because letting people in means I might get hurt. Does sadness resonate? Keep me in a space of hurt? Does it keep me relating to others who hurt? And if I were to let go and to be joyful, I could no longer commiserate with others. Forgiveness. What keeps me from giving forgiveness? What am I harboring that emotion towards someone else for still? Is it helping me to keep that? Is it helping to keep me thinking that I'm safe? Does it allow me to point a finger outside of myself, to place blame somewhere else for the things that are happening in my life, instead of taking responsibility myself? How is it serving me to keep this unwanted emotion towards someone? What happens if I let it go? What happens if I let that anger go? What happens if I let the fear go? What happens if I release the hurt? happens if I let go of guilt? What happens if I move away from and let go of shame? What does it mean to let it go? Just become aware of what comes up. What does it mean to let it go? What is the good that happens when I release that unwanted emotion? What is the good that happens for me when I let go of that anger and instead I can choose joy and love? What happens when I let go of the hurt and I stop pointing fingers and I forgive and I choose healing and gratitude? What happens when I start trusting and I let go of the fear and I let go of the need to control and I accept what is and what will be, and I take responsibility for creating and manifesting what I most want? What happens when I shed light on my dark and I let go of shame and the guilt of taking any responsibility for how anyone else feels? What happens for me? What do I gain? What gets better? What gets better for me when I let go of what is no longer serving me? What happens for me when I let go of what I no longer want to hold on to? Is there more room inside for more love? Does that create more fear? Is there more room inside for connection with others? Is there more room for more of what is good? Notice what comes up as you seek to understand how much better you might feel to let go of some unwanted emotion. Just notice what comes up for you. What do I lose if I do not let it go? What will I lose if I choose to harbor unwanted emotion? What are the consequences of keeping this unwanted emotion? Now I want you to imagine that emotion that you feel that you don't want, or maybe you've recognized you've been holding it on. I want you to try on what it feels like to sit without it. Take that emotion, and I want you to put it in a box. Just try this on. You can put it back if you still need it. Take that emotion and pack it up in a box, whatever your box looks like for you. Pack it up, wrap it, decorate it if you want to. But after you put that emotion in a box, I want you to go set that emotion, that box, over on a table at least 10 feet away from you. Visualizing, setting that box away from you. Go place it somewhere else for a moment. After you go place that box down for a moment, come back to present. without that emotion that's in that box. Just sit with that for a moment and see how that feels. How does it feel to set that emotion down for a moment? What comes up? Is there an emptiness without it? Is there a freedom without it? Is there a hole and I don't know what to fill it with? Is there an excitement about the possibilities? Just paying attention to what comes up for you. Is it hard to let go? Is it hard to set it down? Review over again. What are the consequences of keeping it? And what is the reward of letting it go? What are the consequences of keeping it? And what is my reward if I let it go? And if you need to, you can pick that box up today and carry it with you until you're ready to put it down for good. And if you can leave it, you can go ahead and walk away from it today and try on what it feels like without holding on to that unwanted emotion, and instead decide what you wanted to choose instead. What you want to choose in its place. Just sitting with the contemplation. What are the consequences of keeping it? And what do I get when I let it go? Breathe deeply in. Exhale, letting it go. Good. Breathe deeply in. Exhale, letting go. Breathe deeply in, just being present. Just be here, connect with your breath. And let it go. Give yourself permission to be a little bit lighter. Breathe deeply in. Let it go. Let's take one more big deep breath today. Breathe deeply in. And let it go. How does that feel for you today? Feel a little lighter already. So good. Such a good way to start your day or finish your day or a good midway break. But it's so powerful to take the time to sit with yourself. These insights that come through this time we spend with ourselves, tuning in, connecting to Source, is so priceless. What we do with what we learn is the most important thing. If you're meditating every single day and you are not seeing shift in your life, it's very important to understand that there are good ways to meditate and not great ways to meditate. If we are simply repeating thought patterns that are unhealthy, it's not helpful. But if we are walking through a process intentionally, constantly working on refining, accepting, being present, then we are sharpening skills that are incredibly helpful for us in our every single day. If we can pause and gain awareness and insight now that we can begin to utilize in our everyday throughout all of our situations, we can then create more change on purpose, by choosing differently, by recognizing where we can choose differently. So I love the idea, the notion, the thought of letting that shit go. Because I don't know about you, but just the thought of letting something go that is not mine to hold is freeing. And the more we practice that, the more we refine how we go about living our lives. In fact, we usually do a much better job of living our lives in the present, rather than continually inviting our past into our now. So I hope this is really helpful for you. Again, if you're watching this on my YouTube channel, please like and subscribe. It helps me a lot. And if you're watching it on another outlet, please don't hesitate to share it with someone else. Hopefully it helps them today. So remember, let that shit go. You don't need it. And as always, every single day, know your worth.